half a mouse or a rat? Bones and all. Ugh, guts. Ugh. What's up, YouTube? We're in the shop today.
A big dirty diesel in here. Gonna have to go ahead and pull the drive line on it. Needs U-joints. Got a fire going.
But with the door open, it's not all that great, but it's gonna be pretty good. It's livable in here. Pretty windy outside, and it's decent in here. I guess it's just stuff moving. I'm sure my dog ran off by now. It's supposed to rain for the next 2 or 3 days, so I'm hoping I can get this done pretty fast because, well, I don't want it sticking halfway out and it raining in here. And it's supposed to be storming. There's possible snow the next day. I don't want any of that in my shop. And I don't want it running on the top of the truck, then running into the bed, then pouring out on the floor. I do have a drain, but the people that put it in didn't do a real good job. And there's little sumps all the way around it, and the drain sits there dry in the middle. What are they thinking?
I decided to go ahead and leave the front half out because that leaves it down lower. And with it sitting lower, then whenever I pull the drive line out of the rear of the transmission, there's a lot better chance the oil won't pour out of it.
We're underneath the truck. I gotta pull these 4 bolts on the back here, and that's gonna let this first half go. And then over this direction is the front of it, and it goes into the transmission, and all I have to do is grab it and pull it out and set it down. So that won't be too bad. This is the part where I start second guessing whether my e-brake's gonna hold, and I got chocks on all 4 wheels, but they're kinda like, in here on the concrete floor, it's not that good. And out there, it's not that good on the rocky ground. So it's like, you know, if it decides to roll, you guys are in for a show. Got my impact 15mm socket. Got her in reverse. Here we go. Really close to either this working out great or me being dead. You know, I imagine it's gonna kill me. If it doesn't, you know, be like a worm that got stepped on or something. That's where it came off of. Got some marks on here so I know where to line it back up to. Not really sure if it matters if those 2 pieces line back up or they go right where the mark is, but I figure they balance everything, and I just like to put everything back where I got it. That's the way it came from factory. That's the way it's going back on my truck.
There's the back of the transmission, just the rear of the transfer case, and got a piece of cardboard down here, a cardboard box, fairly stout, and if it should be too heavy for me for some reason that I can't, you know, handle it when it comes out of the hole, I will let it fall on this cardboard.
Here goes. Nice and easy.
Just how in the world did that happen? My tire must have thrown this wood screw on top of that step. Just waiting to come back here and get one of these fancy mates.
You see, guys, that's why you want a Cummins, because they obviously pick up screws and don't put them in your tires.
One of the holding rings or whatever is broken. There's just a little bit of it left. I didn't really know anything was wrong. The truck's so loud, but one of the guys at work has noticed a squeak whenever I drive by, and we figured out it's this. On the front here, I crawled underneath and found that all the pins were missing. You can still see where they used to be. I'm guilty of not greasing this one. This one has no way to grease it.
If they were both greasable, I'd almost shoot some grease in it and say send it, but I don't know. I've already bought them, and they're not loose, but if they're squeaking, that means metal's rubbing metal and they're dry. So really the smart thing to do is go ahead and replace these. I'm not gonna be able to do this until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll take this to work, and during my breaks only, I am going to put them in the press, and that way I can press these out because I don't have a press right now. So in preparation for that, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put some of this stuff on there and see if it'll help make tomorrow's little job a little bit easier. gonna stuff a bag on each end of this stuff right here, and then I'll be able to put this in the back of my car and not get oily stuff everywhere. And I'm gonna take it to the shop in the morning. See you guys there in like 2 seconds. Like, it's gonna take me a long time to get there, you know, several hours. I still gotta sleep and everything. But for you guys, seconds, literally. Whoa, why does this trash bag smell so good? I was thinking there was candy in here or something. Delicious. All right, guys, I am dirty. Drive lines to the back of the car. I wanted to film that. Actually, I got a little piece of it, but and I'll play it. But it was rough, and there was just like almost no way to film it. And I had a lot of issues, including the fact that the parts that they sold me or ordered me, and I waited for days for, were actually the wrong parts. They weren't even for what I needed. So I had to go around town, search for stuff. I had to take half a day off with no pay, which is no big deal, I guess. I mean, I didn't want to, but because there's storms coming and the shop's open, it's gonna storm for like 3 days. There was really, I didn't have any other option. So anyways, let's go to the house. Let's put this sucker on. All right, so we're home, got the drive line, got the Loctite, but I don't have any of my filming stuff, so I get to hold the camera, which is fine. You guys won't care. Everything went kind of poorly, to be honest with you. It was really hard, took 12 tons to get one of them to come out. None of the snap rings were in, basically any of it, and it was still hard to get out, which I guess is good, because otherwise they would have just fell out and I would have had damage to my truck.
Here are the new U-joints in the drive line.
I bought the best, most expensive ones that I could buy, and you would think that they would both be greasable, but one is not. That's really stupid. Like, why? Either way, this has been a huge hassle, and I was planning on letting you guys see exactly how all this stuff went together, but, you know, you just take them out, put them back in, right? Greasable one. This is where we find out if I got the old nutsy boltsies it's gonna take to put this thing back up in there. Feels like she's in. All right, probably should have done this somewhere else, but I'm gonna go ahead, put a little thread locker on these old nutsy boltsies, because that's important. I read all these forums trying to figure out exactly how much torque I need to put on this, because torque's important. And everybody talks like torque's not important. Just putting thread locker on there is important. You guys ever notice thread locker smells like black walnuts? Got a little bit of extra trash in that one, so you know it's gonna be locked down real good. All right, I got my torque wrench. I got it set to 85 foot-pounds. Now I seen where it was 22 foot-pounds or 85 foot-pounds. So since I don't want it to fall off, which one do you think I'm going for? Yeah, 85. A little free tip, always back your torque wrench off when you're done using it. When you're not using it, it's not good to have that pressure on there all the time. You want to get the right amount whenever you use it, so you know, don't change it by letting it go through weather and hot and cold and sitting there with tension on it all the time. The truck is outside. It moved. I drove it forward. It seemed like it was bound up, but I still had the e-brake on like a dum-dum. But we're gonna be, whoa, a little too far. We're gonna be able to lock the shop up before all these storms come in, so you know, that's going to be good. I won't have doors blowing open, roofs blowing off, stuff like that. They talk like it's supposed to get nasty. We'll see tonight. The shop smells like diesel. It's fantastic. Got it all locked up, so maybe it'll keep that fancy aroma in there. I guess it's time to go drive this truck. It's kind of washed, so I don't really want to go drive it with it being all muddy, but I probably should make sure that everything come out right and everything's centered good. Load up. I had to put her in 4-inch drive to get her back out of that hill there. You know, she's heavy and whatnot. To be honest with you, I expected this to be some kind of like educational, somewhat video, like not really educational, but just like, you know, here's how you do it. And it turned out that all the educational part, I did all that learning by myself and didn't share it with anybody else. But really, I just want to show you that when you think you can't do something, you can do something. You can do it, because if you're not doing it, you're taking it to somebody who can, and there's no reason why you can't be that somebody who can. Just saying. I'm not trying to get emotional here or sentimental, but it's the truth. Well, we're home again. Everything ran out smooth, so it's good, I guess. Moopy's on her way home with some chowder dogs. A little bit of onion on there. Chowder dogs. I'm starving. I'm not gonna lie, I had 2 little bags of peanuts today, and that just doesn't work. Also, thinking about shaving this beard off. So you guys leave me a comment down below. Let me know what I need to do with this dirty old thing, because I don't know if I want it anymore. I did a yeared last year, which is where you go a whole year growing a beard, and it got, you know, somewhere down here. It was like 8.5, 9 inches of hair whenever it was over with, and it's just too much hair. It was crazy. It looked kind of cool, but I don't know. But now I'm going through all these weird growth stages where stuff's all turning up or whatever. I think it's probably coming off. I don't know what's going to happen. Leave me a comment. Who knows? By the time you see this, it may have already been shaved off. And while you're at it, remember to pound that like button and subscribe, and we'll have some more videos for you. Thanks for watching. God bless. And on the other one, got a little bit of extra trash in that one, so you know it's going to be locked down real good.